in the middle there, but we saw input from parent surveys, focus groups, state and local leaders. He believes it's the best plan moving forward and wants kids to go back to school.
Your child is going to be okay, and we're going to provide the very best educational opportunities, whether your child is in school in person or online. However, we do know the very best education, the teaching and learning takes place in the classroom with our teachers every day.
Families must sign up for the virtual option by July 22nd. That is next Wednesday, and they will have to stick with that all semester. 10 News reporter Gabrielle Hayes talked to parents and teachers about the plan and what they like and also what their concerns are.
Teacher Tiffany Collins says there are some things she does like.
I like the date being pushed back because that gives our schools time, an opportunity to actually make the accommodation.
For her, that matters.
Ensure that we are providing safe learning environments for our students.
Parent Lee Fogarty says he likes that there are two options.
Giving them the option to stay home is fantastic.
But he does have some questions.
We don't know what's going to happen with this virus.
He's also concerned about the 1 week parents have to decide what to do. But his biggest concern is about health, which teacher and parent Christy Brucci is concerned about too.
You know, we closed school when we barely had any cases at all, and now we're getting almost 100 a day.
She says the overall want is to be in the classroom, but in practice, she's worried about what that will look like.
How am I going to keep a class full of 6-year-olds in masks? Or how do I keep them from being near each other?
A critical care doctor at UT Medical Center says we need to keep a close eye on our children as schools reopen. Dr. Clay Callison is a pulmonary specialist treating COVID patients. He's also a father.
What do you expect to see in the coming weeks as schools open up?
I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic. I think a lot of really smart people are involved in this. But even I have school-age children, and so there's a lot of questions out there. And so I think we're going to have to keep very close track of our children and also those who our children come into contact with. So it'll be a whole new experience for I think a lot of us. And I think I'm cautiously optimistic, but also very nervous, really over the next 4 to 6 weeks to see what happens. We all have to be on guard.
The uncertain school year ahead will clearly impact students in all grade levels. Here's what they're saying about the plan and what lies ahead.
I'm going to go to school in person.
I'd rather go to school in person.
I think I'm going to go back to school.
At first, my preference was virtual.
The teacher might get frozen. And the teacher might mute you on Zoom.
That has happened to me.
I like that, eye-to-eye kind of thing. Like, you're actually there, learning the stuff.
I kind of saw my parents' point with being one-on-one in person and seeing the benefits of that.
I also miss my friends who I went to school with, and I'm not really able to see them outside of school.
It's definitely going to be 6 feet apart. We're probably going to have to wear a mask.
It might sound hard, but it's actually very easy to go back to school.
Right now, we are taking your questions about the upcoming school year live on Facebook, from virtual options to safety inside schools across East Tennessee. Our team is standing by to answer your questions. That's on the WBIR Channel 10 Facebook page. Well, back to college will also look different this fall. The tough choices for those students coming up. College students will also have a tough choice to make this fall. Will they attend a 4-year university, community college, technical school, or will they just take the year off? Well, for many students, that choice must happen right now. In May, Tennessee schools saw about a 40% decrease in fall enrollment compared to last year. Well, now they are seeing it at about 18%, that decrease.
We are hearing now from students that they want to go. They just need to know what their exact next step is.
And there are lots of pieces that go into that choice. Because of the pandemic, many students know the year won't be normal for anyone.
It's best not to think about the freshman experience that you may be missing or that may be different, and to just focus on academics as much as you can, and just remember that you're going to school to get a degree at the end.
On our website right now, we have resources to help students understand those options, plus a list of fall semester of what it will look like for colleges here in East Tennessee. Still ahead, we answer more of your questions about the upcoming school year, from lunches to protecting teachers. Plus, what comes next for high school sports come fall?
A delayed start, in-person class, and a virtual option. Now parents must decide whether to send their children back to Knox County classrooms in a month. Two mothers and a father join me now with their thoughts on Knox County's reopening plan. Lashika Jones has 3 school-age children, Beth Foster has 2, and Jonathan Fortner has 3. And Jonathan did serve on the Community Reentry Task Force, sharing parents' perspective. We appreciate you guys joining the discussion. I want to jump right in. Lashika, we'll let you start. How do you feel about the reopening plan?
Like I said, I'm kind of iffy on it. I work with Knox County Schools, so I have to go. But as far as with the kids, I'm glad I have that option for the virtual learning, so that the ones that are scared to go, they can stay home and do the learning. And with my senior, she's going to go. So I'm half and half with the decision.
Yeah, I know it's a tough one.
I mean,
we're kind of all in the same boat. I think, you want the best for your kids and for faculty. Beth, what about you? What were your thoughts to the plan?
I thought the most important thing here is that everybody has an option to choose what they're most comfortable with. I think the school board had a really tough task, but I appreciate their diligence and working through it, and hopefully we can find the safest approach for everyone this school year.
Jonathan, are you pleased or are you disappointed with the plan?
Overall, I'm pleased. I think it gives us options. I really like that the principals are going to have some leeway in how they implement the guidelines at their school. And I think that's really important because they know their school the best, they know their students the best, they know their families the best. So it gives some leeway there for the principals and the staffs to implement based on their school. I would like to know what metrics are going to be used for the red, yellow, green. Are we using number of active cases? I know that's a partnership with the health department. I think that needs to be communicated out to us as families so that we can plan as we watch information rise.
Yeah, I want to ask all 3 of you, will you be doing the virtual option or will you send your kids to school? Lashika?
I'm split. 1 will go to school and 2 will do virtual.
Beth, how about you?
Both of my children will be doing the face-to-face option.
Okay, and Jonathan?
And all 3 will go in person as well.
Jonathan mentioned some concerns he has. Beth, Lashika, do you have any concerns as we wrap up the discussion?
There's the metrics are so tough here, and the information changing every day. It's a dynamic planning process where you're faced with myriad contingencies. So, I think the best we can do is stay on top of the information. And as far as concerns, there are many. But I think at this point, we just need to have faith acting on the best information we can.
And Lashika, you seem to be in agreement there.
Yeah, I have those same concerns too. If what they're going to do if something goes on, what's their plan of action if a staff member or a student tests positive for COVID? So what is their approach going to be? That's my concern.
All right. Thank you to all 3 of you. We appreciate you joining our discussion.
Thank you.
And we move to the bigger picture as well. School districts across East Tennessee are finalizing plans for the upcoming school year. Almost every district is offering the option of in-person classes or virtual learning. And some schools are requiring staff members to wear masks while social distancing isn't possible. And those districts include Alcoa, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and Union County. Many other districts highly recommend teachers wear masks. Masks will be required on buses for students in Anderson, Morgan, Roane, and Union County schools. That also includes Oak Ridge schools and Lenoir City schools. Once inside, Oak Ridge schools and Union County schools will require students to wear masks during the school day where social distancing isn't possible.
Well, students in special education face a unique set of factors in making a decision. 10 News anchor Heather Wallaga talked to a parent with a child in Maryville City Schools about her concerns.
For hundreds of students with special needs, the choice between in-person or virtual learning isn't that simple. 11-year-old Jackson Brown and his peers recently returned to Coulter Grove Elementary for a week-long summer course to get a preview of the upcoming school year. Jackson has Down syndrome and spent months doing distance learning from home. Like many other students with special needs, he has medical issues that could make him more susceptible to illness. But his mother feels learning virtually isn't the best option for Jackson.
There's a social piece to it. There's an academic piece to it, of course, and he just thrives in that type of environment. If he's here all the time, he's only influenced by me and his family.
Coming up tomorrow on 10 News Today, we get answers from Maryville City Schools about how they're adjusting plans for students with special needs.
We are answering your questions about what the school year will look like in the fall. One Knox County parent asked us this question: is there a plan for food assistance for children who received free or reduced lunches but will be doing virtual classes? Well, here's the answer. The reopening plan says students enrolled in the virtual program can receive meals through their base school. Families need to contact the school nutrition department to set it up. In the event all students go online, the district says it will provide takeaway meals. Another viewer asks this: will a virtual option be a quality option? Knox County Schools says virtual students will be taught by a certified teacher and class size will mirror that of the traditional classroom. Another person asked, how specifically does the school system plan to protect teachers? If they have to quarantine for 14 days, will they be forced to use time off? Knox County Schools says teachers will be required to work from the school building, even if they are teaching virtual classes. It says masks will be required when social distancing cannot happen. If a teacher has to quarantine, the district says teachers can use 10 days of emergency sick leave.
Just as there are a lot of questions about the return to school, athletics face a lot of uncertainty as well. Here's what we know right now about the fall.
3 sports are proceeding as normal: girls volleyball, cross country, and golf. They are considered non-contact. The question mark lies with girls soccer and football. They are considered contact sports and fall under Governor Bill Lee's state of emergency order. They can't compete or scrimmage until August 30th. Practice is still okay, but it must focus on weight training, conditioning, and fundamentals. So what comes next? Well, there are 2 paths. 1, receive the same exemption from the order that college and professional athletics are getting. That's why the TSSAA has yet to make a decision. And number 2, choose a contingency plan. For girls soccer, one plan has been put forward: extend the regular season and play missed August games at the end. For football, there have been 4 plans put forward. They range from 7 regular season games to 10, and from a normal postseason to none at all. But for each plan, contact practice would start on August 30th, and the first game would be played on Friday, September 18th.
And this is based on our current situation. You have to remember, things are very fluid. All of this could change depending on the state of COVID-19 in Tennessee. Until then, we're just going to have to wait to hear from the governor's office as well as the TSSAA. Luis Fernandez, WBIR 10 Sports.
As you weigh the best options for your children this fall, Russell Bivin shares the decision his family is making and his words of encouragement for all of us. It's next.
With the announcement that Knox County schools will start back August 17th, parents and guardians have some tough decisions to make all across our viewing area in many districts. Do you send your children to school? Do you let them learn online at home? Do you test the waters? I'm a parent, so my wife and I are right there with you. We personally seek wisdom from God. We look at the numbers and we talk to our closest friends, and then we make a decision and try our best to have peace with it. As a dear friend of mine said, there are no easy answers right now, and he's right. We feel it's best to send our own children back to school. And if we need to change course, we're just going to do it. But I can tell you what we are not going to do. Judge others who do not send their kids to school. Because frankly, I'm over it. I'm normally the jovial guy, but I'm done with the divide in our country. This simply is not us. And I'm going to do a better job of loving others. And I hope you join me. I promise you, my wife and I will continue to faithfully pray for our community, as we always do, and our leaders, and all of you watching. I wish all of you, with your decision, the very best. And to everyone in education whose work requires them to go back, thank you. Thank you. Straight from my heart.
Words of wisdom from our own Russell Biven. Right now in the WBIR app and at WBIR.com, back to school plans for every East Tennessee school district, plus more details about the Knox County plan, including cleaning procedures and what recess and lunchtime will look like. It's all in the special Getting You Back to School section.
And we appreciate you watching our Getting You Back to School special. 10 News at 6 starts right now. Knox County is facing major COVID-19 testing delays, and it's competing with Nashville for faster results. Why health leaders here say that's hurting their response to the pandemic.
Are parents prepared to send